this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
Oh, no.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobuki Jake, and we're here to show you what they got. All right.
Which is not much. They were busy waiting for their presents.
Yeah, apparently. So, of course, no Gundam.
Yeah.
But we do have a little bit for you to look at.
Yep.
Well, we have quite a bit here going on, so I'm going to switch this over. Of course, allow my co-host to see what I'm looking at, which is our big board here. Look at the massive amount of stuff we've got coming up. And so we have, of course, our normal rankings. We're going to do all of them this week because there's only 16. I mean, I think we can do that. And
I think we can handle it.
Yeah, I think so. So, the first is, of course, priority, which, you really must have it in the collection, if you feel like it's... And the addendum to that, of course, is if you want to wait on a sale, you can, but it's one that if you know it's going out of print, like, say, our Violet Evergarden, as a good example, you would still... end up ordering it for the sale price. I mean, main price if it had to come to it. Yes, please. Definitely wish list it. You'd be willing to let it go out of print, though you wouldn't want it to be.
Right.
But it's on your wish list. Once it hits that perfect price point, though, you just like jump on it. Curious. This looks interesting. Maybe I'll try this out for a bit. Yes. Of course, meh. I'd buy that for $1. Or free. And then hell no, not even for free. Free is too much.
Yeah. When I watched it, I overpaid.
Exactly.
Which is what I say about Paul Blart too.
So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves started on this thing. I'm going to start us off for once, oddly enough, and not with that. We're going to the obviously the same on the quality spectrum.
So obviously.
Boys versus girls. Yeah. Got Kevin McDonald in it.
Yeah.
So, summer of 1990, Camp Kindlewood is forced to go co-ed for the first time in its 70-year existence. Roger, the camp director, tries to convince both sides that this is a great idea in an effort to keep the camp off a corporate chopping block. But after head counselor Dale and Amber have an awkward encounter, all bets are off. Both Dale and Amber rally their sides in an attempt to win back their camp and gain dominance over what they feel is rightfully theirs. The battle of the sexes sets off a series of pranks and mischief fueled by camp caretaker Coffee. That's his name? All right. As the boys and girls fight for their summertime home. You know, in a way, it kind of reminds me of Green Green. You remember that anime?
Right. No, well, I have it. I don't remember it because I haven't seen it.
Oh, well, a similar concept. Not quite as much of that, though. Actually, the boys are very happy that the girls are coming in. But, yeah, and that's a cat.
Well, believe it or not, this currently has an 8.1 rating on IMDb, but that's on 37 votes.
It's okay.
And it has several festival wins, strangely enough.
It's okay. I swear, my cat decided he wants to just whine for attention.
Of course, he's a cat.
So, this one, I don't know. I am curious. Definitely.
I'll give it a curious.
Where are you? There you are.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, your turn.
All right, my first one, the 107th and final season. This is a show I know relatively little about. It's like set in the future after some like apocalyptic like disasters and whatever. I don't really know all the particulars. It's one that I'm interested in seeing, but it's not at the top of my list. So I'll give it a curious. I'm probably going to be waiting for a complete collection rather than getting them piecemeal. But
Yeah. A
curious.
little curious for me. I mean, again, it's one of those I have to see an episode. I'm not against watching it, but
Right.
definitely not like for throwing out. Was it that $30 for this season?
That's probably the case. I see it on Amazon for 30.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Incidentally, though, this is listed as December 22 on Blu-ray.com, but Amazon has it listed for January 5th. So this may be yet another thing Amazon is trying to bilk you for the streaming fees. Probably.
Could be another delay. Of course, you might be able to find it on places like Walmart or Best Buy early. So.
Oh, I didn't know Kaylee Spaney was in this one. Oh, okay. I'm suddenly interested in this one.
Well.
Okay, the next one we got.
The Craft Legacy. Matter of fact,
Right.
Inside Movies Galore did The Craft. I was not on for that one.
I was very, very upset that I was forced to miss that one, but yeah.
But apparently this is kind of a sequel that takes place way later.
Well, Fairuza Balk is in this. I'm guessing she plays the same character?
So let's see here. Blumhouse continuation of the cult classic. An eclectic foursome of aspiring teenage witches get more than they bargained for as they lean into their newfound powers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Well, it's got David Duchovny and Michelle Monaghan, and this was what caught my attention. It stars Kaylee Spaney and is directed and written by Zoe Lister-Jones. So the co-star of Pacific Rim Uprising and Bad Times at the El Royale and the director of Band-Aid. Plus, of course, the star of The Exiles. I'm actually going to give this a pretty high curious now that I know all that.
I'd say mid-curious for me. If I ever get the first film, it'll probably go up to a yes,
I need to
please.
get it. Yeah. So next up, I don't know why I had these in the wrong order, but anyway, that's the order you had them in. Okay, that's why. We've got a few releases this week from Warner Archive Collection, and one of them is a really excellent film from back in the day. It was actually the film that won Best Picture in 1946, called The Best Years of Our Lives, which stars Friedrich Mark, Dana Andrews, and Myrna Loy, and others, Virginia Mayo, Teresa Wright, what have you. I actually did think this film was just as impressive as It's a Wonderful Life. And, of course, both films from 46. This one has had multiple releases before. This is hardly a first, but it's still kind of nice of Warner's to give it another release. They're doing a bunch of releases this week, and the last couple weeks they've been doing. This one, I don't know that I could call it priority because it wasn't like I heard of it and immediately rushed out to get it. But it is one that I made a point to get. I have enjoyed it thoroughly, and I think it should be in any collection, if only because it's a Best Picture winner. So it's definitely a yes, please.
Well, you know me and Oscar winners.
Yeah. Right.
All right, so
All right. What's up next?
Fairy Tale Part 25. Matter of fact, there is a Part 26 coming out as well. So they're really kind of dividing these up.
This time, or like
In
like in
February.
a couple? Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Matter of fact, let's see here. They put 12 more episodes up to 316.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think 26 is going to be the last one.
I don't think that's gonna be the last one.
Let me see again. What was it that Anime News Network had Fairy Tale at? AnimeNewsNetwork.com. Fairy Tale. Because the only way it would be is if the series was
season 3.
still going.
TV notes. You need to look at TV3. This is a Anime News Network splits them up. Funimation does not.
Let's see,
So,
38
and-
episodes.
Only 38. Wow.
So yeah, that's the reason
So-
why I'm saying it can't go that much unless it's continuing. If it's still going on right now, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's done.
So they may actually finish it off in just 2 of the big volumes.
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like they're trying to squeeze as much into them as they can.
Huh.
So that's 38 plus 102
Interesting.
plus 102 plus... Wait, no. Back. Fairy Tale. There we go. And Fairy Tale, then plus nothing, because that one's down, apparently.
Yeah, they don't want you to know. What are you doing there?
That apparently, I was just checking to see how many episodes total that we would look at when we add
I
them all
want to
together.
say the first season was 175 episodes.
So because of that, normally I would say that this was a priority, but it's not. Because I'm going to wait and see if the prices go down a bit, because if it was just 2 more, I was willing to bite the bullet and throw. But since they're doing it 3, and who knows, maybe they're going to try and divide that one up into 2 parts. So,
They may be.
it's so I'm just gonna hold off for a little while, and eventually I will check back in again. So this will be a yes please for me, though.
And I've been collecting the 25 episode chunks, and I intend to
Yeah.
continue. So I will not be collecting these unless it looks like they're the only option for this season. But I do want to finish the series. I think all I'm missing is season 3. So it is a very high yes, please.
No, all right, moving on.
Yep. Next up, we have another anime. We have Akira Limited Edition 4K and 2K Blu-ray. And I will admit, this is a pretty cool looking set. I don't know how much I feel the need to see Akira in 4K. I don't really know how impressive they can make that one look. But that is a cool looking set. If you don't have it and you don't mind the price point, jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like me and you do have it and you do mind the price point, I'll wait. But I do think it's an essential to the collection.
Yes.
So I'm going to still give it a yes, please.
And I agree. It's a yes, please. I'm in no hurry to buy this one myself. My Steelbook, my Blu-ray Steelbook is just fine.
Right.
Blu-ray was worth the upgrade. I'm not sure about 4K, but
I might still have that one on DVD, actually. You put it in priority.
oh, sorry. Some
We
people
may have
would
a
say,
priority this week. Okay.
oh, it's
Now-
going to be Blood Girls.
Oh, is that one or the other one?
There we go. Get away.
Get away.
So,
Get away!
away! Looks devastated by a sudden breakup, young actress Maddie needs a getaway from campus to help her mend her broken heart. Her best friend lands her a role in a student slasher flick.
Ooh.
Shooting this weekend at a camp deep in the Virginia forests. Ooh, local.
Ooh.
Probably not
Is
shot
it,
local.
is it local?
Did they actually shoot it local? That's the question.
Well, I don't know. That's what I want to find out. Do you have a date for that? Do you know when that came out?
I'll come back to it at the end
Oh,
of it.
here we go. I found it.
It's the perfect place to unwind. But no matter how far into the woods she goes, her problems keep sneaking up behind her. Before the film's crew can shoot the first frame, the production gains an unwelcome new crew member, and he's out for blood.
Oh wow! This was filmed in and around Winchester, Virginia, and Buffalo Gap, West Virginia.
Interesting.
So it is kind of local.
Well, that piques my interest. A little curious.
It has an 8.2 rating on IMDb from 6 votes.
Those people who saw it, they really liked it, but they must have really wanted to see it too. So.
Any slasher film has my guard up until I know more about it. But the fact that it is local and that the people who saw it apparently thought a lot of it. I'm going to at least give that. I may regret this. I may regret this, but I will give it a low curious.
All right. And there we go. A DVD only release.
Yes, and we have a movie called Miranda July's Kajillionaire,
Woo!
which features Evan Rachel Wood, Gina Rodriguez, and other folks, directed by Miranda July. This film has actually gotten pretty heavy buzz. A lot of people are listing it among the year's best. It's also got Richard Jenkins and Deborah. Oh, right. I was driving down the road when I went to York River. That I was on I was listening to the radio. They were interviewing Richard Jenkins about this movie. It really does sound interesting. I'm really interested. It sounds like it's kind of in the same vein as Hirokazu Koreeda's Shoplifters, but like an American version. And Jenkins is awesome. Like I said, the film has gotten, and Wood is awesome. The whole cast is awesome. I'm going to definitely have to give this, I'm going to give it a yes, please. I really want to see this movie.
I'm going to go with a high curious. It looks interesting. But, again, now I admit, if award buzz comes out more on it, or sorry, if awards listings come out more for it.
Right.
And that Oscar list is coming
Right.
in like a month or two.
Well,
Are they doing it early this year?
I don't know what they're doing at this point.
But we'll find out more.
It has gotten a couple of festival nods and wins. But yeah, it's too early for the actual awards.
Shoot, Getaway could be getting some festival wins.
You never know. You never know. What's this one?
All right, next up. Yeah, this is a Girl Blood Sports Starter
Oh, you know I
Edition.
want to see that.
The $5 Blu-ray.
Is it?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
Embrace yourself for a nightmare you'll never forget with this officially licensed Girl Blood Sport Starter Edition. Before diving into the world of Girl Blood Sport, you'll need a personal meet and greet with some of the cage girls and fighters. Get a first look behind the making of the film. Watch exclusive trailers and learn about a variety of merchandise, from shirts to hats to books and magazines.
Do you
Our
have
special
a
kit will
cast
prepare
or
you
anything?
for the newfound journey and to experience the rich, vast universe of girl blood sport. Envious of the attention given to internet models, a reclusive, wicked, and vengefully sadistic femme fatale troll, Rachel, through posting on and ads on social media, lures 6 Ohio's badass, cutest female fighters and an aspiring hungry attention star models into the backwoods of Columbus, Ohio, pitted against each other in a battle to the death in a brutal underground death fight massacre killathon within the confines of a barbaric, foreboding steel cage surrounded razor-sharp barbed wire. Featuring more blood-soaked, gut-splattering gladiatorial fights to the death, all with the promise of landing the ruthless and merciless survivor a multi-million-dollar contract with an international modeling agency. Ah, my goodness.
You had some trouble getting through that without cracking up, didn't you?
So, this one is not the film,
No?
but the special features in preparation for the film.
Do what?
Yes, it is just a disc of special features on the film.
Okay. Well, if I'm not much mistaken, the film itself has a tremendous 3.8 rating on IMDb, but that's from 150 votes.
Considering I'm not really willing to run out and grab this for $5, but
Yeah.
I'll admit, if somebody were to give this to me, I would check it out just to see what the Girl Blood Sport might be about. But so I would go with a meh on mine. I know you'll probably gonna say hell no, but
I'm going to have to say, without more information, the information I have leads me to say hell no.
you see, this one's just an
there's no
information.
curiosity. What's that?
It's like this one's just information about the film.
I know it's a morbid curiosity, but I have a feeling I would not be able to watch that. So, no,
All right.
what the hell. Okay, next up, we have a little old film that some people have heard of. Another Warner Archives release called The Shop Around the Corner. An Ernst Lubitsch film from 1940, another Warner Archives release, starring James Stewart and Margaret Sullivan. And this film is kind of a rarity. There have only been a few releases over the years, I think. And I'm not sure if it's in wide release now or not. But I happen to have a 4-movie collection that has this on it. And I cracked it open and watched it last night to prepare for the video. And it's actually a fun little movie. I enjoy it a lot. It's basically a romantic comedy about this senior employee at a local dry goods sort of clothery sort of store, the shop on the corner, if you will, and the young girl that gets hired as extra help, and the two of them it's like hate at first sight pretty much, but they both happen to be pen pals who have fallen in love through the power of the pen and don't even know it. And if that sounds familiar, this movie was remade as You've Got Mail,
Yeah.
which is another movie I still need to see. But this is a good one. It's a classic. It's kind of been forgotten in lieu of the newer film. If you don't have it, I would highly recommend getting it. I wouldn't rush out and get this, so I can't call it a priority. I'm not sure that's essential to the collection. I'm kind of on the border between Yes Please and Curious with this one. Probably give it a high Curious, I guess.
This is one that I would almost give a yes, please myself, because I am familiar with You've Got Mail because my wife obsesses over the film. And it's a good film. And
Yeah.
I've known about this film for a while because I knew that
Right.
cat. Oh, right.
Meow.
Cat. So, yes, I knew about it beforehand. And so it was one that was almost there. So, yes, it's a very high curious for me as well.
All right.
I'm not going to be off on that. All right, so it happened on Fifth Avenue. I guess I had to have one of these Warner Archive ones up here.
Right.
So let's see here. No one is inside that boarded-up mansion on Manhattan's ritzy Fifth Avenue, right? Wrong. Its secret inhabitants include a philosophizing hobo and some GI families who are unable to find apartments during the post-World War II housing crunch. They set up residence in a posh brownstone, while the owner, the second richest man in the world... No, I need to say that the right way. The second richest man in the world. There we go.
Here.
Winters in Virginia. Except the owner is not in Virginia. He is there, in disguise, and discovering a lot about how the average Joe and Jane think and live. It happened on Fifth Avenue, and it happens with a talented cast and an Oscar-nominated tale set during the holidays. Make yourself at home and discover why this is a Yuletide delight to discover. Well, this sounds like a nice film. It really does.
It does.
It sounds fun. I like the plot. It does have my curiosity up, but mainly a high curious because I don't think I would run out to grab it, but definitely want to keep my eye on.
And interestingly enough, if you'll bring up my video here, I mentioned my 4-pack that features The Shop Around the Corner. It also features It Happened on Fifth Avenue. So I will have to see all 3 of the remaining ones of these in the next week or so. But I found that very amusing that I happen to have both of those on that set.
I'm more likely to get the set than I would probably get the individuals.
See, well, this was a library pickup, which was really nice. Yeah, $1 a good price for 4 good movies there. The thing with this one, it is an Oscar nominee for original screenplay. So by my rules, it's automatically elevated to yes, please.
So, and of course, because I ranked it curious, it gets dragged down.
Right.
All
I'm
right.
curious.
So another.
Next up, what's up?
Yep, another one.
Yeah. Next up is one I had never heard of before, and I'm somewhat, there was some trepidation here. You got Robert De Niro, Uma Thurman, and Christopher Walken in a family comedy called The War with Grandpa. Now, and Rob Riggle as well, you know, for all that matters, and Cheech Marin, James Seymour. So the cast alone, you gotta, anything that brings together Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, and Cheech Marin is worth watching at least once. I have no idea if this is going to be any good or not. It looks like it's probably aimed at a younger audience, but it could be good. It's certainly worth watching. It's got my curiosity.
Yeah, I'm in that vein myself. All right. Now for an talk about interesting casts.
Exactly.
We have Nicolas Cage and Tony Jaa in the film Jiu-Jitsu. Now, Tony Jaa has kind of fallen by the wayside because his films kind of got...
Woo!
Well, I mean, Ong-Bak made him seem like he was going to be the next Bruce Lee, but then Ong-Bak 2 came out and The Protector came out and just didn't fall. But they team up in an action-packed, explosive thriller. An ancient order of expert jiu-jitsu fighters face their ultimate match in the deadly battle for Earth. So, I had to pick this one because this one did tickle my interest. Because, I'm sorry, but first off, the plot seems odd and throwaway, but Nicolas Cage is headlining this.
Yeah.
And Tony Jaa brings good martial arts to the table.
Right.
It is only on DVD, but it's definitely one on my list for a high curious. Almost a yes, please.
Well, you forgot the most wondrous thing of all, at least by your standard. It currently holds a impressive 2.9 IMDb rating. The 2,600 votes.
You know I don't hold stock in their ratings.
It could be pretty bad, and I'm afraid that it will be.
It could be a good bad.
It could be a good bad. With Nicolas Cage, you never.
Exactly.
So, I'm curious.
All right, we're almost through.
Okay. Yes. Speaking of actors who often can give you a good bad, you cannot kill David Arquette. You cannot. Yeah. That's a fun name for a movie. And Arquette is, I think this is a DVD only release.
Yeah, let's
From what I understand, this is, let's see, branded as the most hated man in wrestling after winning a highly controversial WCW World Heavyweight Championship in 2000, actor David Arquette attempts a rocky return to the sport that stalled his promising Hollywood career. Dangerously determined to redeem his reputation and reclaim his self-respect, Arquette will stop at nothing to earn his place in professional wrestling. I don't know. I feel dude probably should have stuck to acting, but I am fascinated by this concept. And Arquette's a cool dude. I think he's usually fun. Like he has a. I'm curious to see him as a wrestler.
Apparently, this is a documentary, so...
Yeah, so I'm going to give that a curious, definitely.
Yeah, the name alone got me curious.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So another one, of course, I'm highly interested in is a film called Love's Spell.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. Trayvon is a middle-aged bachelor with everything. Well, almost everything. He's got the fast car, good city job, model looks, and even a good sense of humor. Never one to take any woman that serious. Trayvon whisked through his teenage years with a carefree attitude and more emphasis placed on how a girl looked than her personality. One day, while discussing plans for the future with his best friend, he confronted by a girl who would like to go out on a date with him. He refuses point blank and embarrasses her. From that day on, the woman meets every woman he meets, every woman he dates, always comes to an abrupt end, lasting no longer than 6 months, 6 weeks, and 6 days. He seeks help from relationship therapist, and things begin to look up when he eventually meets someone he actually likes. What follows is a comedic journey as he attempts to make a relationship last longer than 666 and dodge love's spell.
I don't know. Sounds like dude deserved it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, things. But,
Yes, things.
I don't know. I mean, this is something that maybe my wife would like to watch. I don't know. Maybe she likes those kind of romantic comedies.
Hmm.
I don't know. Looks. If it was given to me, I would look at it.
Yeah.
Probably. So, meh.
Meh. This is a pretty solid meh. I'd buy that for $1.
All right.
Okay.
Final
This
one.
one unfortunately will cost a little more than $1, but I would buy it for $1 just to have a copy to sell for a lot more.
Look-see.
So next up we have Aniplex of America re-releasing in one condensed volume their series Your Lie in April, which if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they retailed the first two parts more than this when they initially put it out.
They did.
This is actually a remarkably good deal for an Aniplex title. 125 retail, on sale for 100 for a 22 episode series. You're looking at around $4 an episode. That is cheap for Aniplex.
I have the actual
Yes.
releases.
Yeah, they are nice sets. And this is a very, very, very highly acclaimed series that I have really been wanting to see. I have heard a lot about it. So normally this is the part where we rant and rave and rail about Aniplex and how much they suck. But they're actually releasing a very high quality, high rated series for a not insane price, just high but not insane.
Yeah.
So this is one that will be gotten, and it will be priority. Oh yes, it is.
If I didn't have it, it would have been in my cart this year, so it would definitely be a priority for me.
Yes.
I haven't
The thing
watched
that
my
puts-
copy yet, but that's because I've heard it's going to make you really, really, really sad. And
Yes.
I don't want to feel sad in 2020. I already feel sad enough in 2020. Thank you very
You
much.
can wait and start off 2021.
Besides, if I watch any of the two I picked up around the same time, it would be like March. Was it March? Wars Like a
Comes
Lion
Like
or
a
something like
Lion.
that?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for them to put that out in a single $100 volume. That would be nice
That'd be
because
very
right
nice.
now, you know, the thing that really ticks me off is I have been waiting and waiting and waiting and watching like a hawk, and I cannot get The Promised Neverland for less than 130, and it's half the length this show is.
Ain't it funny?
Yeah, oh, it's hilarious.
Well,
Anyway,
that's everything. Believe it or not, we did this pretty quickly. So,
good deal.
this is y'all take a gander at how it turned out. This is the entire release, but of course, this is the week of Christmas, and we're going to have a thin. It's not as thin the next week, but it's still going to be relatively thin because New Year's and Christmas week both have fairly thin release weeks. So I'm sure it's going to be fun, though, regardless. I mean, you got some big titles here. We got some yes pleases here. We got one priority. We got a couple myths. I don't think I've ever seen where they have like a wide release of the special features of a film. So yeah. With that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this. Click that like button, hit that subscribe, and most of all, have a good day.
Huh?